Hi, I'm Mrs. Farnworth, your school librarian here at Southport Middle School, and I'm going to take you through the research process for your career research project. So, first of all, to review a little bit, we have closed-ended questions and open-ended questions. And we really want to be focusing on those open-ended questions. So, the open-ended questions, they have to do with having details. So we want to make sure that when you're asking a question, it is a question that's going to be answered with multiple details. They might start with what, why, explain, or describe. Closed-ended questions are going to give you straight facts that are even going to possibly lead to a yes or no answer. Sometimes they're very easy to answer or they're one-word answers. So they might start with do, is, can, who, or when. We want to try to avoid those, but I know we might have a couple in there. The majority of your questions should be open-ended. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I'm going to look at this document. You should already have open the career research questions document. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to decide what career you are going to research. And so I am going to actually research librarian. Shocker, right? So I'm going to type in because spelling on key is sometimes on cue, sometimes tricky. So the career I want to research is a librarian because that's what I want to do. And then I want to ask myself, why am I actually choosing this career? I don't want to just choose something randomly. I actually want to choose something that I'm interested in so that I can be involved in this process. So this says because how it relates to your interests, abilities, and previous knowledge of the career. So, you know, I really love reading and I'm interested in finding books and other materials. I love being like the go to person when somebody wants some information. Other materials for others. I know that a librarian that they work in research, of course. So they also let's say I know that our brother also works in. I'm going to say with research and other media. Um, and I'm pretty darn good at that. So I'm going to say I'm skilled at research. And notice I spell research wrong every time. It corrects me though. I enjoy helping others with research. That time it didn't help me as well. Okay. And it didn't like the way I didn't spell interested, right? Okay. All right. So that's why I've chosen this career. And now you might want to think about what kind of questions might you want to answer no matter what your career was. So these shouldn't necessarily be questions that are just about librarians. These should be questions, or whatever career you have, these should be questions that apply to any career. Okay. At this point, don't even worry about a particular career. You're just going to think, what kinds of things do I want to know about a job? Do I want to know about a career? So, one thing that I know, I think it is something that comes to my mind right away is okay, what do I have to do at this job? Right. So, I might say, what duties does a librarian's job include? Right. And then let me think. So you're going to kind of come through several different questions here. The idea is to continue creating questions. I really want to know about how much money I might make. So I might just say, how much money does a librarian make? And then my third question, as I continue, maybe how does one become a librarian? Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to generate your whole list of questions. That's not what I'm trying to do right here. What I'm trying to do is to help you come up with your own. So, first of all, let's think about that closed ended and open ended question. So, what duties does a librarian's job include? Is that going to be an open ended question or a closed ended question? And it's open ended. So that means there's probably going to be a list. I might find what one type of librarian does and what another type of librarian does. So I might find quite a few things that I can use to help me answer that question. How about how much money does a librarian make? Hmm. That one seems, at least the way it's worded, I feel like that's a closed-ended question, like it's gonna have an answer. So that might be one that we want to revise a little bit. So maybe instead of how much money does a librarian make? Let's think about this. A better question might be maybe salary ranges, or I know that there's different kinds of librarians. There's research librarians, there's school librarians, there's several different types. There's even librarians that work in the public sector or librarians that work for law offices. So I might think about, well, what is the salary range for different types of librarians? And then the last one that I have so far, and I say last, the third one, you're going to come up with quite a long list of questions. How does one become a librarian? Well, yeah, that seems pretty open ended. I might determine as I am researching that I actually need to go in a little more depth. Like I might want to, devote a little more time to education. I might want to devote a little more time to experience and things like that. So, I might end up expanding this question, or I should say, even narrowing this question into like a couple different subcategories. So there's a lot of ways to think about this, but the big purpose right now is to just generate that list of questions and to evaluate them. Do I have an open-ended question that can be answered lots of different details, or do I have a closed-ended question that's going to be answered with a yes or no or a simple number and that's it? And it's not really going to lend itself to go anywhere further. Okay, so good luck creating those questions. And I wanted to also tell you that I can help you along the way with this, even though I'm not in the classroom. Feel free to email me at lfarnworth@perryschools.org, and I will help you with your questioning or help you with your research along the way. Have a great day.